Have you ever had a dreams that you had you could you do you want you could do so you do you could you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Yes. So the Affinity Cup is over, and you're looking at the champion. You're looking at the champion of the Affinity Cup. Team Dragon did manage to pull it out. I think we had a little bit of lost interest towards the end from some of the guys. And even the third week, a lot of my scores that I got in the beginning of the week. I just kind of got busy and caught up with some other things in the last week. But it was a really good time. I played Raid more in this 3-week period. I played it more in 3 weeks than I have in probably the last 4 months. So it was fun to have a reason to grind. It definitely got me back into playing the game. It was fun to engage with the other guys. I said from the beginning I was really glad I got paired with Saffron Man. That gave us an opportunity to get to know each other a little bit. We hadn't really engaged before that. So again, a huge shout out to Hell Hades for putting it all together and including me in it. It was a really good time. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to doing something like that again. I think for a first event of that nature anyway, I know they've done the Gold Rush too, but this was quite a bit different on a little bit of a bigger scale. I think he did a really good job putting it together, coming up with a scoring system. I think that was a lot of things to come up with and kind of get right on a first shot. I think a lot of it he nailed, and like I said, I'm interested to see what kind of stuff. Maybe Plarium, maybe this puts a bug up Plarium's butt and they want to kind of start putting something like this together and sponsoring or initiating this and stop leaving it up to the content creators to do some things for the game. But either way, I think it's cool that they were happy to be involved. Diamond did a great job staying on top of things and, you know, letting us make adjustments as needed as we went through, and just overall really cool thing to have been a part of. So I appreciate that I was included in it. So let's talk a little bit about the account and just take a little bit of a tour. Now, I didn't make as much content during this as I had intended to. I'm not going to get into a bunch of it, but I just didn't, and that's just how it is. I'm kind of back in the routine now, I expect, so I'll be back on YouTube daily and streaming quite a bit again on Twitch, doing some different things on Twitch, and you'll be seeing some different things here as well. But yeah, just took a little bit of time to step back. So on this account, we did bring Gallic up. We pulled a Juliana. Adriel, I think, was probably one of my biggest surprises out of this account. I knew that she was going to be useful. I did not know to what extent she was going to be useful and how good she would be in Clan Boss and all that. So Adriel was probably the biggest shocker to me. And what's funny is that in my first account in Raid back in the day, she was like one of the first epics I pulled. Definitely the first support epic I pulled. And I started building her, and then I pulled Steel Skull, and I just took Steel Skull's gold, or took her gear off and gave it to Steel Skull. So I never really used Adriel. So I always knew that she had a little bit of potential, but I did not know to what extent she would be as useful as she had been if she was stuck in the role of being your primary support. Of course, aside from Apothecary, he's the primary support. But I mean, as far as backing him up and really getting the team through some things that I didn't think they were going to get through, she played a huge role in that. So she's fantastic. She's pretty well geared as it is right now. We did bring a Greybeard up. He was pretty helpful in a lot of ways. I intended to do some more things with Mark, and I just couldn't get her. I think I gave him her. No, someone else has her boots, but I couldn't get out of her what I needed to justify a 6-star on the time crunch we were on. I think she's probably worth a 6-star in herself, but for the time crunch I was on and the things I needed to make happen, she just wasn't doing it. You can see we have quite a few champs here at level 50 that I just never could justify bringing up. I'd say another big surprise was that I didn't 6-star him, and I expected him to get 6-starred fairly quickly, especially with the 3-hitter A1. I thought he was going to be more, I thought I was going to use him more in Fire Knight, but the problem is he's attack, a little harder to get him to be able to survive. So it ended up working out. Like I said, we came out number 1 in the tournament.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
So, nothing to scoff at there. I think anybody that's been around for a while might not be too surprised. I noticed some of the chatter at the beginning of this that, I think it's, I don't know. I don't think everybody knew that I knew what I was doing to the extent that I do. So maybe we remedied some of that. But anybody that's been around for a while knows that I've been playing this stuff for a long time, and I have a pretty good idea of how to approach it. For different types of progression, and in this case it was fast progression, so that's what we worked for. But it's a solid little account. It's got quite a good bit of gear on it. We do have a Rosin, an Eva, and a Romero in the vault. I used a lot of the epics as food, but I figured I would save Romero because Romero and Juliana is a pretty fun little duo if you wanted to run them. But the Eva and the Rosin in here is great. I was actually really happy that I pulled Rosin. Generally you don't want to pull fusion food or pull a fusion, but in this case it relieved my conscience quite a bit on feeding all the food that was needed to get Rosin. So 2 really good legendaries sitting in here, so whoever gets the account, I highly recommend that you get these 2 built up quick. She's a fantastic farmer, and even if you only use her for farming, she's your 8-second farmer with very little work. And then Rosin is excellent literally in every bit of content in the game, so he'll make your life a lot easier. But we got some good stuff going on in this account, and some of it's not even done. We didn't do a bunch of spider farming, so he doesn't have a banner. Juliana doesn't have a banner. There's a lot of things that could be upgraded fairly easily here with some dedicated farming, even in just a week's time. And you're in pretty good shape with the account. Quick little tour. Let's see. Ice Golem, if you remember, we got up through 18, so just 19 and 20 is what you got to worry about here. Dragon, I never came back and tried to push again in Dragon, but I would be willing to bet you could probably get up to 18 fairly easily. If not, with what's currently built, some minor adjustments should get you up to 18 comfortably, and then you'll have to solve 19 and 20. Spider, again, I haven't pushed. I don't know. It might be a little tougher because it's forest, and Spider is just that aggravating of a dungeon. And then in Fire Knight, basically all the 4 stages, all the hard stop 4 stages is where this account is at. It would be very, very difficult to get through these stages being totally off Affinity. But it's in good shape. You're in a good spot to come farm if you need to. You can certainly clear Minotaur 15 now if you need to, and you have several champions with maxed out masteries, so you can put together a team of 4, put your last one in that you're trying to get masteries on, and the mastery grind won't be so bad. So I think it'll be a fun account to win. I hope whoever wins it needs it and will play it. I hope it's not someone who has an account that's a year old and is already in-game everywhere and just wins it for the sake of winning it. I hope it's someone that we'll play it and give it some attention. Resources are low. We burned through them a lot on the last day. But, you're in good shape. You got an easy 2-key Brutal. You may be able to top chest Nightmare. Let's see what we got here. There you go. A little speed on a shield and a Void Shard. That's pretty nice. I don't know why it's still acting like there's a reward there, but there you go. So yeah, fun little account. As for the giveaway, stay tuned on that one. I'm going to make a dedicated video specifically talking about how to win the account. So stay tuned for that. I will get that up sometime this week. I'm still working out exactly how I want to do it and how to make it a little more interesting than just comment. You know what I mean? So once I get all the details worked out on that, I'll make a dedicated video for the giveaway for the account, and you guys can find out how you can win it. And other than that, I think we're pretty much done. I just kind of wanted to recap, talk a little bit about the tournament. and let you guys know that I am still around, even though I haven't really made a lot of content in the last couple weeks. So we're back at it. We're going to be back on the daily grind. Sometime this week I'll announce the giveaway, and yeah, that's it. I appreciate everybody that engaged with it. It was a good time, and the community really seemed to enjoy it. So I am looking forward to doing something else like this in the future. And that's where we're going to wrap this one up for the day. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the contest. Are you surprised about how anything played out? Did you ever have any doubts your boy was going to win it? Yeah. Other than that, I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.